to clinch the series off the back of an epic Lords win, and at a ground you guys have a very good record at. You must be very confident going into this test.
Yeah, obviously it was a very good win for us last week. Nice break, and hopefully we can continue the sort of the efforts that we've been putting in. I think the efforts we put in obviously gave us the reward at the end of the game. So we'll be looking to put that same energy and effort into this week, and hopefully we can come out on top.
You've made just the one change, Liam Dawson coming in for Shoaib Bashir. 8 years since Dawson's last Test cap. Why do you feel now is the time for him?
He's been performing really well for Hampshire. For a while now, and I think he obviously getting recalled into the white ball team as well. He showed that he can just sort of come back in and get to work straight away. I think someone, when you've got as much experience as Liam Dawson has, it makes coming back in a sort of not easier, but does make it easier, if that makes any sense at all. Because he's got all that experience to fall back on. But obviously, I'm sure there'll be a bit of nerves for Dawes coming back in and playing his first game in 8 years, as he said. So, he's a very good cricketer, and I'm excited for him this week.
You'd have thought his international career was over. He's 35, but is this an opportunity for him to rejuvenate his Test career?
I think if you get called back into a squad after a while, regardless of how old you are, you obviously you want to showcase your skills that you've got, regardless of how old you are. It could be Dawes coming back in, could be people might look to that who are sort of aging a bit, maybe, knowing that it's not the end of the road. And I don't think Dawes is the type of person or character to maybe ever think that in the back of his mind. But it just shows if you keep working hard and keep putting in good performances consistently, then you're always going to be spoken about and be there or thereabouts.
The door would be open for the Ashes potentially if he could prove himself.
Let's stick with this one for now.
Okay. And in terms of Chris Stokes playing a fourth Test of the series and choosing him ahead of Gus Atkinson, what was the thinking there in terms of the attack? Yeah,
I think obviously we had a real big break after the Lord's game, so good opportunity for everyone to just get the feet up and freshen up. Look, Wokesy's got a very good record here, and it's one of those where we've managed to win 2 of the first 3 games, pretty much with a very similar bowling attack. Obviously, we had Joff come in last week, which was a big bonus. But look, I think outside of the rewards that Wokesy hasn't got with the ball, he's a very important player for us. He adds that control with the ball. It's very handy having him down the order, and we won last week, so we didn't see there was a necessary change to make for this week.
And we saw the return of some sledging and confrontational cricket at Lords. Is that something you could employ both here and also going forward to get the best out of your players?
I don't think it's one of those things where we're going to necessarily just go out and start at it. I don't think either team's really look to do that. I think there's just always going to be a moment in a Test series where something does heat up. It's a massive series. There's a lot of pressure on both teams to go out and perform. So, the environment when you're out there, obviously there's going to be some moments and some heat showing, and obviously that night when Zach and Ben had to go out just sort of started it off, and look, we had the advantage of bowling last on in the Test match to win. So we just threw everything that we possibly could at India, not only with our skills but also with their energy in the field as well.
Harry Brooks said, Brendan McCullum said, you guys have been too nice. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think they're potentially, but I guess it was one of those. It was a real nice moment, I think, as a team, that when you speak about something like that and then everyone buys into that. As I said, it's not something that we're going to purposely go out and look to start again, because then that will take our focus off what we actually need to do out in the middle. But by no means that we're not going to take a backward step and let any opposition try and be confrontational towards us and not try and give a bit back. I think that goes for most teams, to be honest, anyway, so it's not like we're the only team who does that.
Yes, a lot of people have been talking about it, so let me just clear the air for once and for all. The English batsmen on that day, they had 7 minutes of play left. They were 90 seconds late to come to the crease. Not 10, not 20, 90 seconds late. Yes, most of the teams, they use this. Even if we were in a position, we would have also liked to play lesser overs, but there's a manner to do it. And we felt, yes, if you get hit on your body, the physios are allowed to come on, and that is something that is fair. But to be able to come 90 seconds late on the crease is not something that I would think comes in the spirit of the game. And just leading up to that event, a lot of things that we thought should not have happened, that it happened. And I wouldn't say it was something that I'm very proud of, but there was a lead up and build up to that. It didn't just come out of nowhere, and we had no intention of doing that whatsoever, but you're playing a game, you're playing to win, and there are a lot of emotions involved, and when you see there are things happening that should not happen, sometimes the emotions come out of nowhere.